Hey guys, what's up? It's Kylie. I know it has been a long time since I sat down and filmed a video or even posted one in general, but I have a lot of tea to spill in this video. So if you guys want to know where I've been, the shit I've gone through, the shit people have done to me in the past 6 months, then watch this video. So before I get into any tea spilling, I just want to explain why I haven't been here. Basically, my mental health plummeted once again. I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone right now because, again, tea being spilled in this video. I did meet a boy. Very, like, I don't even know how to describe this boy, but we've been dating for about 5 months now, and just gonna put it out there, I never thought I could ever be this happy in a relationship in my entire life. And I'm sure you guys are probably sitting there thinking, wow, like finally, because you've watched my breakup video. Yeah, I've been through shit, I've dated shit people, and like I never pictured myself being this happy. So yeah, that is a bonus for this video, a little happiness to start off here. Okay, so as you guys can see, I'm in a new setup. I have a new door. I have some new decor that I don't even know what the hell is going on with that. I need to buy more of these things from IKEA. But I moved into a new place. I am so much happier here. I don't live in a basement where I can hear the people pissing and shitting above me because my room was right under the people from upstairs bathroom. And I don't know what it was, but someone threw up at least once every week. So hearing people throw up was another thing that was just on my everyday kind of weekly schedule. I'm just saying this right now. I didn't make this video to attack anyone, even though I have all the fucking power to me to sit here and attack people because of the shit that they put me through. I'm basically going to explain why I moved, how I moved from one place to another, which I guess you guys understand, it's just moving boxes, but there was a lot of shit that went through this whole moving situation. So let's start off from my last video, which I think was back in July or August. If you guys don't know, I moved all the way from Ontario to Alberta all by myself with 3 suitcases. That was it. I knew 2 people here, and the only reason I knew them was because I met one girl back in 2015. We met 2 or 3 times in college. She actually lived with one of my former best friends, but it was like in a house of 5 or 6 people. So I feel like you guys are gonna comment and be like, well, how didn't you know how this person was like that if they lived with one of your friends? I was warned, but not to the extent where I thought that this would happen to me. So basically the whole plan was for me to move here and live in an apartment with them. So we were supposed to get an apartment that had a gym in it, this, that, this, that. So basically they told me that they signed a lease. I think it was like in May, and I booked my plane ticket to come move here for like June 27th or something. And then a couple of weeks later, they said that they unsigned the lease because they could not afford it anymore. And that kind of left me sitting here like, okay, so what am I doing? And they were like, well, we can't move in with you anymore, it's too expensive, so I'm really sorry, we'll help you find another place. So then I was stuck in my room sitting there crying one night, thinking to myself, I have a non-refundable plane ticket, I'm supposed to be moving, like all my shit is ready to go, and I have nowhere to live now and I don't know anyone else, so what am I supposed to do? So my flight at this point was in, I think like a week to a week and a half. I was freaking out trying to figure out somewhere to live because I thought that we had already signed a lease and were ready to move in by the day I got there. I was looking around frantically, and then finally they were like, well, we found this place, it's a basement apartment. I know you don't want to live in basement apartment, but I mean, like, it's the only thing we can all afford together, so it's either this or you find somewhere else. So I was like, okay, whatever, like I'll move into this place, I'm over it, I'll live in a basement apartment, I just need to get my foot in the door, get ready, start working, because I had a job, like I told you guys in one of my other vlogs. A job was lined up, I was starting work like August 1st, so moved into this basement apartment and shit started getting fishy really early on. So like I said, I did meet a boy, and this boy is actually my roommate's boyfriend's best friend, so like her boyfriend was my other roommate, but I don't even understand how this whole paying 3 ways worked, because it seems like I just got ripped off and he was paying nothing to live there. I don't know, they tried to tell me a million times that it all worked out to be even, and then on the other hand they were like, well, before you moved here you knew that he wasn't going to be paying as much because he's in school, but he's also working full-time. I don't know, shit just doesn't make sense, okay? Okay, you know what, I need to start naming people. Okay, so I lived with a girl named, okay, we're gonna name them Kim and Jim. Okay, Jim is my boy roommate, Kim is my girl roommate. It's just easy enough as it is. Okay, I started seeing one of his really good guy friends, and he also got out of a relationship recently back in like February or March, I'm not really sure, but we both were pretty much just seeing where things would go, and we didn't want anyone to know yet because we didn't want people assuming, oh, they're gonna date, or oh this, or oh that. Like, it was no one's business. We were just seeing each other like 1 or 2 times a week. He took me around Calgary and showed me everything, where everything was, what everything was, and just got me familiar with the city, took me on a nice hike and stuff like that, but I didn't want anyone to know because I was not interested in dating anyone. So the boy that I am dating now is Gary. So Kim and Jim are dating. Those are my roommates. Gary and Jim have been best friends for a really long time. Gary has been coming over to my house and like on the low, sneaking in the window kind of thing. It was fun. It was kind of like a Romeo and Juliet, like throwing rocks at your window kind of thing. We were just having fun with it and we didn't want anyone to know, and our freaking house had cameras in it. We had 2 cameras, so no matter what you did when I left my room, you could see where I was going, what I was doing, what food I was taking out of the pantry, where I was going, if I was gonna sit on the couch, what I was watching on TV. Like, it was weird. So basically Jim went into the Wi-Fi to check who was on the Wi-Fi at a certain point and found out that Gary was on the Wi-Fi, and then Gary had also sent him a picture from a couple of days before that when Jim thought that he was at our house, which he was. Sent him a picture being like, oh no, like I have a flat tire, which was literally like 2 days before that. And then Jim literally took that photo and put it into Photoshop and then checked the date and time that that photo was taken at, and then basically was just like, that photo was taken 2 days ago. And it was just weird. Like, I could not have someone over at my house without telling them who was over, when they were over, who it was. And it's like, I paid to live there and I never even had to tell my own parents when I had someone coming over who it was. I don't know, that was like the first straw where I was like, do I have any privacy? Just because it's your best friend does not mean that we need to tell you that we're seeing each other, because we don't even know if it's going to escalate into anything. You know, I don't know, we were just friends at first and then it just escalated. We all know how that works. So it felt really awkward ever having him over, because they found out in a way where we didn't even tell them ourselves. Like, they just were snooping. So yeah, that was weird. Then, okay, I am one of those people that likes to share my clothes with people because I find I'm very fortunate with YouTube and the fact that I get a lot of clothes. So if I have a roommate that's a girl around my size, by all means go in my closet, wear my clothes, but as long as you wash them and give them back, okay? That's like the one rule, is you wash them and you give them back. So I started missing a couple items of clothes, and one of them was my very top favorite Princess Polly Thrill shorts. And you guys know, if you've seen my Princess Polly hauls, Princess Polly is, first of all, really good quality, second of all, really expensive, but these shorts are my all-time favorite. I was so excited when Princess Polly messaged me because I was like, oh my god, I get these shorts, yes, and I don't have to pay like $40 or $50 in customs and $100 alone for the shorts. So my roommate liked them and she was wearing them and I was like, oh my god, cool, like they look so good on you, they look good on both of us, like cool, they're really good shorts. Then all of a sudden they went missing. And I asked her and was like, do you know where my Princess Polly shorts went that we both always wear, and the last time I saw them you were wearing them? And she was like, oh no, I put them back in your room. I tore apart my room, and when I say I tore apart it, I literally emptied everything in my room, my whole dresser, my closet, up above my closet, my laundry, literally everything. I even lifted my mattress off the ground to see if they somehow like went under my bed, and I couldn't find them. So then she said, why don't you ask Gary if they're at his house? And Gary literally told me, he's like, I've never seen you wear those shorts, but I'll check. So him and his dad's girlfriend and his dad were all looking for my shorts and we couldn't find them. And those are the only 2 places I ever have gone, because first of all, it's quarantine. Second of all, who the f else do I know in this city or province in general? So then after those went missing and I still couldn't find them, and was like, okay, no more sharing clothes until I find my Princess Polly shorts, because those are my favorite shorts of all time and I have no idea where they were. And then she got really defensive and kind of made me feel like I was in the wrong for accusing her of stealing them or lying about having them. And I felt kind of bad. So like after a month of not sharing clothes and it being a little awkward in the house, and I don't know, kind of hostile in a way, where I'd kind of just stay in my room when I got home from work or go to the gym, and then just stay, like literally I lived in my room. I did not leave my room unless I had to go to the bathroom. I didn't even eat at my house. Like I would either go to Gary's house and sleep there for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or just stay in my room and order Uber Eats, because I just felt so uncomfortable to leave my house because of how awkward it got. And it wasn't even just because of the clothes, it was like there are so many reasons. So then we started sharing clothes again. Like, okay, we can start sharing clothes again. It's really awkward in this house. I feel like really uncomfortable. We can start doing again, but as long as you take pictures and send me pictures of every single thing that you are taking from my room and then put them back in my room when they're done. So at first she was good with it and she was taking pictures being like, oh, can I borrow this? And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. And then she's like, oh, it's back in your room on your bed. And I was like, okay, sweet. Still couldn't find my Princess Polly shorts. Okay, so then shit just got really weird to the point where I caught them on camera saying like, why don't we just say the utilities bill went up? And then I got disconnected from the cameras and was not able to see anything anymore and never got rehooked into it because there was always an excuse as to, oh, I'm busy, I'll do it later, or oh, I'm not sure why that's happening, or oh, I sent you the link, did you get it? Oh, I sent it again. Never got the link to rehook up to the cameras. Didn't know what the was going on in my own house, but they had access to seeing what I was doing. I just couldn't see what they were doing. Then I don't know, just like really weird stuff happened where like we split on a whole box of granola bars, and then I was home from work, and when I went to go eat a granola bar, I ate them for like 2 days. I had one granola bar in the morning, one night, and then whatever. Like I ate, I think like 4 granola bars out of this whole entire box in the span of 3 days because something was going on with my appetite. I was uncomfortable in my own house, didn't want to make food. Granola bars were an easy grab and go back to my room. And then like the 3rd day I wake up, I go into the kitchen to go grab another granola bar, and the entire massive ass box from Costco is gone. And I'm sitting here like, is it in their room? So I text Jim, the roommate, and I say, do you know where the entire box of granola bars went? Because it was a massive box and I was just eating the kind bars out of it that we had split on when they went to Costco last. And he told me, oh, I brought them to work because I keep forgetting snacks. You brought an entire massive ass box of granola bars to work. That's funny because I literally don't eat in that house, and then all of a sudden, 3 days, I start eating these granola bars, and then all of a sudden they notice and it's gone. And then I mentioned to them like it wasn't fair how we were splitting on food, and like the one thing that was left that we all split on, because I eat at work, breakfast and lunch. I come home for dinner and I either eat at Gary's or Gary brings food or we order food. Like I literally have not, at this point I had not eaten in my house for like 2 or 3 months because I just don't. I feel uncomfortable. It's weird. So we'd be splitting on groceries. I was paying like $80 every 2 to 3 weeks, and then all of a sudden they'd be like, oh, we went grocery shopping again, like here's what you owe. And I'd be like, well, I didn't even eat anything from the last grocery shop. So at this point we're like, F it, like we're not going to split on food anymore because it's not fair to me. Why am I paying $80 every 3 weeks for food that I'm not even touching? And when I touch a granola bar, they're gone. At this point, that was it. I mentioned to them like how it was ridiculous how shit was getting taken from the house. And also when I first moved in, I had pre-workout that I bought, and they said that if we all split it, like share it, then the next pre-workout they'll buy and then I can split and share it with them too, which caught my roommate bringing it home from work one day because she didn't want me to use it when I got home from work to go to the gym. So brought that up to her too, and she just said that it was always in this one spot that the camera was actually facing. Then I went on the cameras at this time when I still had access to the cameras, checked, and I literally saw her come home from work and put it back in that spot and lie about how it was there the entire time. So there was a lot of things that I caught her lying about. Anyway, so as you guys can see, I caught my roommates lying a lot, and basically everything that they did to make me feel uncomfortable in the house made me feel even more uncomfortable because they would sit there and be like, we wouldn't just take the granola bars. My roommate literally texted me and was like, oh, let me go find this text because Jesus Christ. Let me get a few things straight because I'm honestly sick of you walking all over things and misinterpreting things. So basically every time they did something that was clearly an attack to me or to clearly make me feel uncomfortable or just fucking rude to me, it was me misinterpreting things. And every time I tried to explain things they did, people would be like, oh yeah, like that sucks, like, oh, it could be worse. No, but wait. So I finally tell them back in November I'm moving out. I'm breaking our lease and I'm moving out because I seriously just can't live there anymore. My mental health has seriously just been like I sit in my room when I come home from work and I don't leave. Or I lived at Gary's for almost 2 months because I just was so uncomfortable and hated my life. I was moving out January 1st. I told them I would pay December and January and then I'd be out. But I'd be out January 1st. So they'd have like a whole month of my rent for nothing because I don't live there. So they said, yeah, that's fine. So it got around to me moving out. So Gary and I started packing up my stuff and we were in my room and I kind of like had a gut feeling of why are my drawers kind of empty? Like they're not as full as they used to be, and like my drawers from IKEA are not put on properly. So the amount of clothes that I have shoved in there, they've been breaking, like they just fall apart, and they weren't falling apart at this point. So I was like, I don't know, I had a weird feeling, but I didn't notice that any of my clothes were missing at this point. But then it came to the very last day when I was moving out and I went home to get actually this thing and like my dresser and a tree. Like that's all I left. So this is a puff that I bought off of Facebook. all by myself. No one split on it with me. So I went back to go get this, and when I got there, I told Gary, I was like, I hope that puff's there. I swear to God, if that puff isn't there and it is somewhere else, like, I'm gonna fucking lose it, because what they have done is like take things to work so that they're not in the house, like the pre-workout, the granola bars, right? Like I told you guys. So we get there and the puff is not there anymore. It's not beside the couch or under the TV where it has been for, I don't know, ever since I bought it. So I'm sitting there like, what the fuck? And the past couple of days when we've been moving my stuff out, all of the rooms in the house have been locked. So the spare room and their bedroom, which I understand their bedroom, whatever, but like you cannot get into these rooms or lock them without shoving like a screwdriver inside the little hole. Like if you guys know what I mean, it's a lock where you stick your fingers in and you turn it, and then to unlock it from the outside, you literally can't unless you have like a really thin skewer to like stick in there and like around with it. So Gary and I had our other two friends that also know this couple. Anyway, we got into the room, okay? So we get into this room and my puff's in there. The spare room that was completely locked had my puff in there. Then I said, okay, so since we get into the spare room, open their bedroom door, because I want to go see if any of my clothes are still in there, just because I was like, I'm still missing these Princess Polly shorts. I was so hung up on these shorts. I was not leaving without them because I knew she had them, because just of the shit that she's lied about, and I caught her lying, and just I had to just, you know, for my own well-being, I was like, I need to check. So we get into the room. I find underwear of mine. I find socks of mine. I find bikini bottoms of mine. What else did I find? I found one of my dad's, who passed away from cancer 3 years ago, old shirts that he wore for work that said his company on it. I also found a lot more shit, okay? After I went through that, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go check the spare room because I keep a couple items of clothes in there, so I'm just gonna go check. So I go in there. So I'm looking on the clothing rack, I'm looking in the closet, and then all of a sudden I feel my feet hit something under the bed. So I get on my hands and my knees and I look under the bed. Okay, lighting changed, I just moved a little bit. So I felt something underneath the bed. I get down on my hands and my knees and I look under the bed and I see a massive duffel bag. And I wouldn't have thought anything of this duffel bag if it wasn't slightly opened, and the one thing poking out of this fucking duffel bag was the Thrills logo to my shorts that I've been missing since August. So the second that I saw that, fire in my fucking veins started going, and I started screaming in the house, and I called for like my friend that was there at the time. Her name's Shay. Shay, I love you. She's actually gonna start her own YouTube channel soon, so I'm really excited for her and I'm gonna help her along the way. But Shay has been there for me since the beginning of time, and it's crazy because Kim actually told me to watch out for her. I don't know, like she just said some really nasty things about her and her boyfriend, who her boyfriend was also friends with Jim. I call her over and I'm like, dude, these are the shorts that I've been missing since August that she claimed that she gave back and never had. So I opened this bag. When I say that there was over like $400, $500 worth of clothes in there, I'm not joking. And her boyfriend, we called him. So Gary called Jim and was like, what the is going on? Like, why is there a duffel bag full of Kylie's clothes in the locked spare room underneath the bed? And he was like, what? I had no idea about that. Kim came home and I confronted her about it and was like, why the was there a bag of all of my clothes underneath the bed in the spare room that was locked? And her excuse was, oh, like Jim and I like made that bag of your clothes and then we put it out in the open so that you would get it, and like we were gonna give it to you. Okay, so out in the open is in a locked spare room underneath the bed in a duffel bag that is not my duffel bag, and not only does it have clothes that I've never seen you ask to borrow, and the fact that my shorts that I've been missing since August that she claimed that she didn't have were in this bag. I was like, what? Jim had no idea about it. She lied and said that her and Jim put it outside in the open, which clearly it wasn't in the open because it was under a bed in a locked room. And yeah, basically tried to make me feel like I was crazy and say that, oh my god, like I was gonna give them back to you, like I put them in a bag to give to you. No, you didn't. You put them in a bag and you hid them underneath a bed in a locked room so that I couldn't get my clothes. And at this time, before leaving my house for good and never coming back to it, her boyfriend made me take photos of every single article of clothing that was in their room and also in that duffel bag. So I'm gonna actually insert the photos, because I still have them in the conversation, of all the clothes that were just not only in the duffel bag in her bedroom, but literally Levi's jeans, Princess Polly shorts, Princess Polly sweatpants, my dad's shirt. Like I cannot even fathom doing this to someone or understand why someone would do this to me, because not only did I move all the way across the country not knowing anyone, but I also, in videos, in Shein hauls, Shein try-on hauls, I got her and her boyfriend to look on the Shein website and send me photos of things that they would like from there. And I have gotten them clothes, free clothes from videos that I sit here, film, try on the clothes, and gave it to them. Because I was a nice person, was like, Mom, I got a lot of clothes, like, I'm going to give someone that's not as fortunate to get free clothes like I am. So I literally have given them things. But she decided that wasn't enough and went through my entire room in the span of like a month, because I swear to God, these Levi jeans, I had just worn them like 2 months before that. So no, they were not missing in my room. She went through my room once I said I was moving out and went and literally picked and chose little things that she wanted to take that she didn't think I would notice. And then I found them all. And then she tried to lie to me and say that they were put in a spot. First of all, my room wasn't locked. I never even locked my room when I left the house, even though I probably should have figured out how to. It was just annoying, knowing the fact that I'd have to shove like a little skewer in there to unlock my door, so I didn't think it was necessary. But apparently it was necessary, because me being the only one with no access to the cameras anymore, I couldn't watch her steal my stuff over the span of 2 months. Never admitted to a single thing. But it's crazy, because once I posted that story on my Instagram about how my roommate tried to steal $500 worth of my clothes, one of her ex-roommates that I actually knew from college when I first met this girl said that she did the exact same thing to her, stole shit from her, lied so many times, like everything that came out of her mouth pretty much literally doesn't make sense. So I'm not the only one, I'm not crazy. I know that she's just something's off. Like, I'm gonna say it in the nicest way, something is off about her. And then also this roommate that messaged me also told me that one of her other roommates has been in talks with her about how this girl lies and steals. So yeah, and she also apologized to me for not warning me at first, and she watches all my YouTube videos, so love you, girl. But don't worry, you don't need to be the person to warn someone about someone. It's my wrongdoing. I didn't know anything about her and still moved in. So yeah, you live and you learn, I guess. That's what we're taking from this. Now I live with my boyfriend's other best friend, who is just a guy, so my clothes will not be stolen. There's not gonna be any petty bullshit about, oh, I need to know who's over, and checking the Wi-Fi and checking the date and time of a photo. So this lighting is just f***ed. I should end this video. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna end this video because I don't really know where to sit in this room to film properly, because as you guys can see, the sun just, yeah. But thanks for watching my little update, and I'm going to start filming another video now and kind of show you guys around this place. So the next video that will be up will be like a little house tour slash room tour. I'm more comfortable sitting in this house and not just sitting in my room, so I'm going to be filming a lot more. And my boyfriend also gave me his beautiful Canon T5i, so yeah, he's very supportive of this and keeps telling me to make videos. He's been telling me ever since we first started dating. It's been 5 months, so I'm finally sitting here now to do it. Yeah, okay, well, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this, and make sure that when you're gonna move in with someone, you know everything about them, or else you'll get shit stolen from you and treated like shit and made to feel like you're the bad person. Bye, guys!